What's up, y'all? So, if you're here, you care about your health and your fitness, obviously. I'm sure you probably want to get stronger, you want to get leaner, you want to be more attractive, you want to be healthier. But if you're like most people, you're probably running into one of these three obstacles. My experience as a fitness coach has shown me that the most common things are either motivation, accountability, and discipline. If this sounds familiar to you, then just listen to this video. I'll let you know how I overcame it personally, how I help my clients overcome it, and how you can overcome it as well. My name is Chris. This is Muscle Ministry. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful things that you can do to eliminate those main three obstacles that I just named. Okay, so the book of Proverbs reads, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." So what this means for you is that success is dependent on your goals. So we have to start there. Success does not happen on accident. You don't just tell yourself, okay, well, I'm going to get a six pack, so that means I'm going to eat healthy. And you just kind of randomly grab stuff from the grocery store and you randomly throw some meals together and say, oh, well, I ate healthy, so I'm going to reach the goal. It doesn't work that way. Same thing with your exercise. You can't just go into the gym, say, I'm going to work out. You don't have a schedule. You just pop up whenever. Even if it's every day, if you don't have a plan of execution, you don't have a desired outcome for that workout or a dedicated plan, you're not going to find success. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you at least have a plan. The second thing is that a lot of people don't have good plans. So I'm not going to go too deep into setting goals and having plans and stuff like that, but I will say that the quality of your goal does matter. Where a lot of people get tripped up is their goal is focused on the outcome, and it should be focused on the process. So in our same example, as far as getting stronger, having a six pack, getting leaner, all that good stuff, what you really should want to focus on is how do you make this goal as easy and as manageable as possible. So again, like this ties into the three things that I broke down earlier as far as motivation, discipline, and accountability. As far as motivation is concerned, it doesn't take that much motivation to do simple, small things. I mean, if you want to run in a 5K, that's literally you just saying, okay, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to put this foot in front of the other at a rate of whatever your rate is. And that's it. Like when you break it down, like it sounds super simple, but that's because it is. Like when you stop looking at it like, oh, I have to do this hour-long workout, and instead you break it down to, actually, I just need to do this 2-minute set. Like the sets are easy to wrap your mind around, and they're easy to execute and do and get that win. And so that's how all your goals need to be organized. They need to be organized into easy wins. Getting those easy wins is crucial to your motivation, because every time you get that win, you build your confidence and you'll make sure that you continue to get more of those easy wins. It takes care of your discipline because you can easily just repeat the easy task. Like once you repeat it, I mean, that's the discipline in itself, your ability to repeat something. And then the accountability, you're accountable to yourself. You're accountable to the goal that you set. A good plan puts you against you. It basically says, hey, here's the goal for today, and let me set myself up for success to have a win. And so the beautiful thing about that is you get to set that. So I'll give you an example. If your goal is to do, 5 sets of a particular exercise 3 times per week, you could set it up to where it's like, okay, well, last time I hit this number of reps or I used this number of weight. This time I'm going to use this number of weight. I'm going to do this number of reps. And so keeping yourself engaged and making sure that you go in willing to do the simple step and get the small win is the thing that ensures that you're accountable to yourself and that your plan is working and it's workable. Okay, so when do I start getting results? Like, when do I start getting the six pack? Eventually. That is the correct answer. The thing is that you can't do it overnight. And when you come into this process, you know you can't do it overnight. And so you're kind of setting yourself up for failure when you mentally say, I'm not successful until I have a six pack. That's the wrong frame of mind. The frame of mind should be taking this step by step and day by day. You're successful if you followed your diet plan for the day, which you could break down to your individual meals. A successful meal, however many you plan for, each meal is a success. And the successful execution of each individual workout, which I just discussed, you could break down into individual sets and reps. Those wins are the things that actually matter. They're related to the process, like I said, and they will give you the long-term results that you actually seek. Before I forget, y'all, if you're enjoying the content that I put out so far, just do me a favor and hit the like button, please, and thank you. Also, another important aspect to your goals is tracking. So what you'll want to make sure that you do is, for these mini goals, we'll call them, that you keep a record of your successes. This does two things. For one thing, it will give you a confidence boost when you're just having one of those days where you're just like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I have it in me. You'll have a record of all the times you were already successful. So you can just knock it out of your head that you can't be successful because you've already proved to yourself that you could. The other thing that this does is this gives you a real target. So what that might look like from a fat loss perspective, if you've determined that for you to get a six pack, that you need to lose 10 pounds of fat, you want to do it in 10 weeks, that means that you need to lose 1 pound of fat per week. Structure your workouts accordingly, structure your diet accordingly, and you should be able to see week after week. Like, you can compare it. I think a week is a good time frame for you to test this. So you can go week after week and say, hey, I set my numbers, I did the thing for this week. So this is a compressed timeline. You've had 10, you're setting it up for 10 weeks, but you're judging your progress in one. So you can get that easy win. If you lost 1.3 pounds in that first week, you're on the right track. So you just keep it up. Okay, so let's talk about my personal experience. So back in 2015, I was engaged to be married. Right around, I think it had to be like February, I made the decision that, okay, I'm overweight. Somehow I found myself out of shape. I'm getting married in 8 months. I want to look my best because there are going to be pictures of this day, like etched in history. My family, my descendants, they'll all see this picture of, me and my wife. So I wanted it to be a picture of good health. So what I did was say, okay, hey, I got 8 months to figure this out. What am I going to do? So I got pretty aggressive. I played tennis like almost every day or every other day. That was going to be my cardio. On top of that, I was like, well, let me do weight training. I was educated on the benefits of weight training when trying to get lean, so I incorporated that. The system that I had was like, okay, you do this split, day 1, day 2, day 3, split it up however you want. I did it like every other day, worked the plan the way it was laid out, gradually increased the weight, got stronger. And then the third piece of that was just checking in every week and just checking the weight. Like, I got in the habit of weighing myself every day, and it does wonders when you weigh yourself every day, because there's just something about it mentally Like you get triggered about like, okay, here's my goal for the day. Like, especially if the number's higher than you expected, you're just like, okay, like it's go time for today. So that should give you a swift kick, so to speak. Or if it's down, like you giving yourself an easy win before you even start the day, you're like, I won. So that's another thing. So at the end of the day, for me, it was just splitting it up into, did I get in the number of steps that I wanted to get that day? Did I play tennis if I planned on playing? And did I show up to the gym? Those are the only three things I had. I also made sure that my diet fell in line as far as like calorie numbers and macronutrient count, which I'm not gonna go into detail about on this particular video, but know that was a factor. Like you just have to set those things, make sure you hit those numbers every day. And if you hit the numbers, like winning in the long run is about winning each day. And so as long as you win the day, you'll get there. So this is basically what I do for my clients. Like if you're suffering or if you're running into lack of motivation, lack of discipline, lack of accountability, that's what a coach can do for you. First and foremost, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about your goal. What do you actually want to accomplish? What do you think is reasonable? Are you actually willing to do what it takes to get there? And let's flesh it out. Like it can't just be some broad statement like, okay, I just want to get healthier, or, you know, I mean, it could be a number. You could say I want to lose X number of pounds or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's the process that matters. And so we want to track the results on a weekly basis, which is, like I said, that's another thing that I do as a coach. I walk with you to interpret the numbers. Sometimes things go wonky, or maybe you don't know exactly what to adjust. Your coach is there to make sure that we adjust the right things. I'll reassure you if you're on the right track, or if we need to make adjustments, that we make the right adjustments and you don't get discouraged. So yeah, I put together your plan. I schedule everything according to the way it would work best for you. So you're set up to win. We'll also check in. So you can let me know if everything is like smooth sailing, if you run any challenges or obstacles that we need to talk about and see how we can best overcome them, or if you're tripping and we need to kind of get your mindset right, get you back motivated, or get you out of any type of slump. So that's pretty much all I got, guys. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. If there are ways that you guys had goals that you kind of chunk down into smaller attainable goals, I'd be really interested in hearing about that. Put it in the comments. I might use it myself, because we've all got goals, and you know, we want to make them as attainable as possible. So we're all in this together. Share if you know somebody who can find benefit in all this. And until next time, that's all I got, man. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Peace.